Gloomhaven was mostly functional on Switch 1, but does the Switch 2 improve performance in any meaningful way? Gloomhaven on the original Switch was awesome for those of us that value being able to play the digital board game on the go, but it suffered from dropped frames and quite a bit of gameplay delay due to a processing bottleneck, especially when the AI was trying to figure out its moves. The Switch 1 also lacked the necessary hardware and power to make the game look as good and flashy as it did on PC. Finally, the Switch 1 also suffered from some connectivity issues when playing online. So, does the Switch 2 fix these issues? The short answer, yes. Mostly. You see, Gloomhaven has not and probably will not receive a Switch 2 updated version, which means it won't be redesigned to fully take advantage of the Switch 2's hardware. However, if you've been following any news related to Switch 2 and how it improves on Switch 1 games, even without dedicated updates, you'll know that the improved processing power of the Switch 2 still improves these older games with smoother frame rates, faster load times, and in some instances, better visuals. So, as you can see in the side-by-side, the Switch 2 version looks much smoother with no stuttering as you can sometimes see in the Switch 1 version. As a result, the gameplay itself feels much smoother, faster, and just overall snappier. Enemies do not take forever and a day to actually take their turns, and new areas load very quickly when doors are opened. Visually, you may notice a slightly crisper image, though this is very slight if noticeable at all. Unfortunately, without a dedicated update, the lighting effects seen in the PC version of the game will not be available in the Switch version still. When it comes to online play, thankfully we seem to have a better, more stable connection, due mostly, I think, to the fact that the Switch 2 can simply process everything much faster and does not time out when communicating to other devices online. The Switch 2 is a much more powerful system than the Switch 1, and it can do some pretty impressive things as a hybrid handheld/docked system. It has me hopeful for the future of hopefully seeing Frosthaven Digital eventually come to the platform without having to make any compromises in quality, and hopefully even taking advantage of the Switch 2's Joy-Con mouse controls, which would make gameplay all the more quick and intuitive. As a bonus, here are a couple of other side-by-sides of both Tactics Ogre Reborn and Unicorn Overlord, comparing Switch 1 and Switch 2 gameplay. Of course, both of these games are much lighter and ran very well on Switch 1, so there really isn't much of a difference to see here, but I thought I'd throw them in anyway. If you enjoyed the video, maybe consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing for more Tactics game chats. If you're looking for more, you can also watch this video next. Thank you so much for watching, have a great day, and keep on gaming.
Want to keep going?